when Alan and I were kids, people wanted to get vaccinated. There was no fear of the statements of polio vaccines, and people had a tremendous trust in our health regulatory officials. And today, that trust has evaporated to the extent where now 50% of the people who are polled in this country are saying they may not take the COVID vaccine, and 27% are a hard no. This is even before the vaccine is developed. Why is that happening? And that's the question I think we really have to ask ourselves. Why do so many Americans no longer trust our regulatory officials and trust this process? And one of the reasons is, vaccines are a very, very interesting and very different kind of medical prerogative, because it's a remedy it's a medical intervention that is being given to perfectly healthy people to prevent somebody else from getting sick. And it's the only medicine that's given to healthy people. So you would want, and particularly to children who have a whole lifetime in front of them. So you would expect that we would want that particular intervention to have particularly rigorous guarantees that it's safe. Because you're saying to somebody, we are going to make you make this sacrifice for the greater good. You have no health problems. You have zero risk of this disease. Yet we are going to force you to undergo a medical intervention. And our side of the bargain should be, we want this to be completely safe. But in fact, what we know about vaccines, and this is from HHS's own studies, a 2010 study by the Agency for Healthcare Research.
Install the Chime app today and get started.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look at how much he pays.
I was commissioned to look at vaccine injury because CDC for many years had been saying vaccine injury only occurs 1 in a million. But what AHRQ found, which is a federal agency, they looked at one HMO, which was the Harvard Pilgrim HMO, and they did a machine cluster analysis, in other words, artificial intelligence counting, a very, very accurate counting system. And they said the actual rate of vaccine injury is 2.6%. That means 1 in 40 people get seriously injured by vaccines. And do we have a right to say we are going to impose this intervention on people where there's a 1 in 40 chance that you may get injured in order to protect hypothetical people catching that particular disease? And for anybody, and this I think is something that Alan really has to, Alan, that you need to come to terms with in terms of crafting your own arguments about this. It's not hypothetical that vaccines cause injury and that injuries are not rare. The vaccine courts have paid out $4 billion, and the threshold for getting back into a vaccine court and getting a judgment, HHS admits that fewer than 1% of people who are injured ever even get to court. The other thing is, vaccines are zero liability. So this is an industry that went to Congress in 1996, and they had a diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis vaccine at that time that was called causing brain injury in 1 out of every 300 people. And they said to Congress, we cannot make vaccines safely. They are unavoidably unsafe. That is the phrase in the statute, unavoidably unsafe. The only reason that we're going to continue to make vaccines is if you give us complete blanket immunity from liability. And Congress gave it to them. So today you have a product that if it injured you, no matter how negligent the company was, no matter how sloppy their line protocols, no matter how toxic the ingredients they choose to use, no matter how grievous your injury, you cannot sue that company. And that company, therefore, has no incentive to make that product safe. And that should be troubling to any of us who are part of the legal system that is saying we are going to force people to take this intervention.
Look, I agree with much of what Robert has said. First of all,
The ones who died? Was it good for them? Their families? The guys I served with? Civilians, those poor mud scuffers, died defending their homes, fighting for freedom. Was it good for them?
But we've outlasted them, son. They're eating themselves alive. The new republic is in complete disarray, and we grow stronger. You see, with the Redonium you've delivered, we can create havoc that's gonna make Burning Khan just pale by comparison. And then they're gonna turn to us once again. See, boys, everybody thinks they want freedom. But what they really want is order. And when they realize that, they're gonna welcome us back with open arms. To the Empire.
Shalom. I want to start by giving all fear, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Shalom to the apostles, the elders, the house of David, Great Millstone. Shalom to the 144,000 men, the elect of Israel, and 1/3 believers, men, women, and children that believe and take heed. The dead in Yahushai shall arise first. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So this devil believes that he's gonna take his ruling forever, right? He's an anti-Messiah, which is Esau Edom. Let's see, I have an article here going into the vaccinations which are being rolled out in the U.S. This is from from Yahoo.com. Article by Alec Korab, December the 13th, 2020, titled "The FDA just warned about these COVID vaccine side effects." So it says, with the arrival of the first coronavirus vaccine came the arrival of the first reported severe side effects. 2 medical workers in the UK had a bad allergic reaction, leading to the FDA today to warn Americans that if they have a history of severe allergic reactions, they should not take the vaccine either. Other than that, we have not seen any severe adverse events that we could relate to the vaccine this far, said Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading infectious disease expert. Quote, safety is a very important issue, he said, adding that when you look at the hundreds of millions of people who've been vaccinated, the long-term adverse events have been less than minuscule in the big picture of the protection that you get from a vaccine. Nonetheless, they exist. The FDA just announced them publicly for the first time. Read on to see their warning. Right, so in this article, it indicates 13 warnings, and we're going to read some of them. The first Warning one, or side effect one, is, first of all, remember the big benefits of vaccine. Let's see. Okay, so the first one, it says you might feel injection site pain. You might feel injection site pain. So that's just pain on where you get the injection, right? And then side effect 2 is injection site swelling or redness. It says you might also expect local swelling. Side effect 3, you might get a fever. And Fauci has said you might expect a fever. This is likely to be a mild, although it was not for Kyle. When I choke up again at 3:30 a.m., I felt hot, burning. I took my temperature and looked at the reading, 104.9 Fahrenheit. This was the highest fever I can ever remember having. So that's side effect 3, right? And it gets worse. Side effect 4, you might feel tired, right? It says that the COVID vaccine are more reactogenic than the flu vaccine, said Arnold Monto, an epidemiologist at the University of Michigan who leads the panel of experts. Side effect 5, you might experience a headache. Side effect 6, you might have muscle pain. Side effect 7, you might get the chills. Side effect 8, you might experience joint pain. Side effects 9, you might feel nauseous. Side effects 10, you might feel unwell. It says, what else is there? Okay, side effect 11, you might have swollen lymph nodes, which is your throat. Side effects 13 or 12, there is a remote chance of a severe allergic reaction. And it says there is a remote chance that the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine could cause a severe allergic reaction. A severe allergic reaction would usually occur with a few minutes to 1 hour after getting dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Signs of a severe allergic reaction can include difficulty breathing, swelling of your face and throat, a fast heartbeat, a bad rash all over your body, dizziness and weakness. There may not be all. Wait, let's see. If you experience a severe allergic reaction, call 911 or go to the nearest hospital. Call the vaccination provider or your healthcare provider if you have any side effects that bother you or do not go away. See that? So this devil created this so-called cure that's really not tested enough or well enough, and it has a lot of side effects. I'll bring a precept here. Let's see. So Psalms 99, the Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Isaiah 1:17, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. This devil does not care about the widow or the fatherless or the oppressed. So that's why they want to push that vaccinations onto Israel, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called natives, because that's what he loves doing, oppressing the poor. See what else it says. So basically, you can have difficulty breathing. an article came a couple days ago where they half of your face or your body becomes paralyzed, right? And this other article goes into where it says that the ingredients, one of the ingredients is a fetus of I believe it was a 13-week-old Caucasian fetus. See that? Let's see. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 3. It says, which being extinguished, our bodies should be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. Yeah, so this devil thinks that they can do whatever they want, and that the Lord is not going to remember. But the Lord has everything in remembrance. He does not forget anything. He knows what's going to happen even before it happens. So we gotta make sure that we stay clean, and that we stand up for what is truth, and not follow after this devil. Isaiah 58:6. Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bands of the wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that yea, break every yoke? Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Right, so don't envy the fact that this wicked people are in control. Don't envy the fact that these people, or if they get the vaccines first, right? Because the Lord is coming back to judge the wicked nations, right? And we gotta make sure that we find protection and we find refuge in Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, and not in the fucking vaccine, man. Luke 4:18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. So the Lord's going to come and save us, man. And we're bruised for the ways of this world, this beast system. You know, we're tired. We are the captives. We are the poor. We are the brokenhearted. You know, and the Lord is pouring out his Spirit, right? So that we understand this truth more and more, and we grow in his truth and his light. You know, that's going into the freedom. You know, we're gonna receive freedom, and through His word and this work, we're breaking the wicked chains, the chains of darkness. Psalms 82:3. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Right, and this is how we are standing up for the poor and fatherless of our people. You know, which are our people. And this is how we do injustice, standing up in the highways and byways, and revealing who is the wicked. Down to Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 10, going into what the wicked says, let us oppress the poor, righteous men. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgression of our education. Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yashai, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. Yeah. So the wicked, the devil, they know that the man of the Lord is the number one enemy for them. And that's why they're going after the Israelites, and they're focused on how they can bring us down. Right? But the Lord is with us. The Lord is gonna have a lot of miracles being manifest, which they are now, but he's going to continue showing himself more and more, for the elect's sake, because this devil, he's deceiving the people, and he's trying to deceive the very elect, but it's not going to happen, man. Let's see here. Colossians 3:12, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh Shem Yashai, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. Second Peter 1:10, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior Yahushua. So we gotta continue being obedient to Yahweh Shem Yashai. Keep doing the work. Keep doing pushing this truth and feeding the sheep, and growing in this truth. Stacking up treasure in heaven, stacking up knowledge and stacking up wisdom. Luke 6:38, give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. So the Lord is He's gonna give you a reward according to your doings and deeds, right? And the Lord is gonna give the wicked a wicked reward. He's gonna reward them times 10. The devil and the wicked is going to fall in their own traps, in their own snare. 2 Corinthians 3:17, now the Lord is that Spirit, and where that Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. See, everybody wants freedom. Everyone wants liberty, right? But the only place and the only one that gives liberty is Yahweh Shem Yashai. He gives us a spirit of true liberty, true freedom, true knowledge, true understanding and wisdom. So we gotta stay strong, man. And nothing is more valuable, right? Nothing deserves our time more than Yahweh Bashim Yashai, our Savior. If you want to save your own soul, then you will seek after the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai and not after the carnal things. Because the vaccine is completely carnal, man. You gotta pray to the Lord that He cures you. If this so-called pandemic is really true, right? The Lord is the one that created it. And a lot of people are gonna go to the Lord. A lot of people are gonna go to the vaccines, but only a remnant will go and search the Lord. Let's see here. Come on, my last couple precepts here. Romans 8:21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. See that? So the Lord is coming back to save the remnant and give them true power to use that remnant. Let's see here. 2nd Ezra 13:26. The same is He whom Yahweh Shai, the highest, hath kept a great season, which by His own self deliver His creature, and He shall order them that are left behind. So the Lord's gonna give us orders, right? Right now, the Lord is having us patiently wait for Him and feeding the sheep. But when the Lord comes back, He's going to give us more orders, right? Action and power is going to be given to us for us to do and go into battle, full mode, man. But first, we have to be meek and humble, and then the glory comes. With that, I want to give all praises and glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, Abba, Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and Shalom.